Hi, my beautiful crypt crew. It's your girl, the Spooky Mouseketeer. Today is a very special episode because I'm not alone in the crypt this time. I brought my favorite caretaker, my partner in pain, and the only man who knows how to untangle me from my heating pads, my husband. We're gonna talk about something personal, what it's like to love someone who lives in a haunted body. So, are you ready, babe?
Let's do this.
When did you realize my illness wasn't just sick days? Let's go back when did it hit you that this wasn't going away, that this was our life?
Well, I think it first started when you started telling me that you had previous illnesses and complications with your body. Starting with your knees, your rheumatoid arthritis, um, having them, you know, remove the liquids that you had in your knees, the swelling, but also when we would take our nighttime beach walks, that maybe on our way to the destination we were able to walk it, but on the way back you had some trouble doing so. So yeah, that's when I first realized.
How does it make you feel watching me in pain? I know this part is hard, but what does it feel like for you when I'm flaring, when I can't get out of bed?
Well, to a certain extent, it that hurts because, of course, seeing you in pain. But other times, I just wish I could do more, possibly work more, so that way you can stay home and be able to rest and relax. So that way you don't have flare-ups and you don't have any more problems with your knees.
What's the hardest part about being my partner and my caretaker? Be honest. What's the hardest part about being with someone chronically ill?
The constant need of having to pretty much do everything, and also at the same time not being able to do everything because whether it be cleaning the house or wanting to do things, and yet I need to be by your side at all times too, so that way if you need something I can get it for you, or just to keep you company.
What do you wish people understood about partners of the chronically ill? If you could talk to other people, maybe friends or strangers, what do you wish they knew about this life?
You definitely have to have patience. It does take its toll, not only on your partner that's of course going through it, but I myself having to get I would say a little bit more knowledge about the sickness in which I have gotten, you know, whether it be going to the doctor's appointments or just seeing her and trying to understand the kind of pains that you're in. I just, like I said, above all, I would say patience. Patience above all, and understanding how I can provide and be a help to her.
What do you do to take care of yourself through this? Caretaking takes a toll. How do you protect your energy?
Well, I try to have some alone time, whether it be, you know, gaming or reading, or even for me, cleaning up, being able to clean the house and just have some time to myself as well. Also helps with my mental space.
How do we keep the romance alive when I'm in pain so often? Let's talk about something spicy. Or not. How do we keep the romance alive when I'm tired, swollen, and sick?
Well, definitely that has not been an issue. um, you definitely have the energy for that. Thankfully, it hasn't removed that ability or lacking of. So, in that department, I think we're above expectations.
When we first met, did you ever imagine our lives would look like this? What did you expect, and how has reality surprised you, good or bad?
Didn't necessarily expect it to be how it is now. As I mentioned, I was not fully aware of how serious a condition can get. Um, it all has, of course, been a learning curve, and just as I mentioned, trying to understand your partner and actually understand the pain and how it flares up, and it's not an intentional thing, but just something that, whether it be the weather, the exercise, just multiple variations or factors that can affect her. So, no, I didn't see us dealing with this, but at the same time, I've come to understand it.
What's something I do, even on my worst flare days, that makes you smile?
I would say your care, your love. That even though there may be pain, you're still joyful in the sense of wanting to express your love and affection.
Have you ever felt scared or overwhelmed by my illness? And I know you kind of answered this, but
Scared, not to the sense that I might be losing you anytime soon, because it is a condition that you can live with. It's just harder to manage. However, I do get the stress of it from time to time, but we try to feedback on each other and try to help one another the best that we can.
what's one thing you wish I knew about what it's like to care for me?
Mm, Probably my feelings as well, or my thoughts when I request to do certain things, and I'm limited to when I can perform them. As mentioned, whether it be clean the house and um, doing things to be able to provide and have a happy home, or a peaceful home, or just a good to be in good living conditions.
What's your favorite memory of us when I was feeling strong and well?
That would, of course, be our first walk at the beach. Um, it wasn't a super long walk. I mean, we still traveled, I'd say at least a good 5 miles, but the walk there, the walk back, just getting to know one another. And at that time, you didn't necessarily have a flare up. You might have been in a little bit of pain, but you didn't demonstrate it as much because you were willing to take the walk, and made it special for us.
Thank you, but I actually wasn't even diagnosed at the time when we first went on our date, so I didn't trick you. I did not mention a sickness that I wasn't diagnosed with. Do you ever feel like we live in a different world from our friends and family?
The times that we do, it's mainly when we would work nights, just because almost everybody has a day shift or mid shift that they work during the day, and so they have afternoons off or night times off, and then just our scheduling in itself, that'd be one of them. The whole connecting it with the illness, it can be just because I know how you would love to wear your heels and get all dolled up in that sense of going out and being able to be out all night in heels and perform, but you're unable to in most cases, or if you do, it's only for maybe the first hour or so, and then it's back to I need my flats or sandals or something a little more comfortable for your feet.
How do you handle seeing people not understand what I go through?
It can be frustrating just for the simple fact that, of course, they don't understand. I mean, me being your partner, there's still times that I don't fully get it, I don't fully understand, or can feel the desperation of what you're feeling, not being able to perform or do almost everyday tasks. However, if they do mention something of it, I tend to be a little more compassionate as far as your feelings, and the others I try to give them a little more explanation, or say, try to make them understand a bit more.
What's something spooky or symbolic you associate with my journey?
Something would be your little rituals and your little altars that you have. Never necessarily been around that, but having your little Santa Muerte or your little offering tables and stuff like that just kind of threw me off guard at first, but I've come to understand it in a deeper meaning of how it feels to you and relates to you.
If my pain were a monster, how would you describe it?
You definitely unleashed the beast. I don't know. It's just, as I mentioned, it's something that I would kind of see it as a sleep paralysis kind of thing, because there's moments that you're okay, and then other moments that you're just bedbound, that you don't want to get up because everything hurts and you can't move, or you're in pain, and so you just need that extra help to get up and do what you want to do.
What would you tell another partner who's falling in love with someone like me?
Above all, patience, understanding, and just taking the time to truly, understand. As I mentioned, you just want to make sure that you can help your partner in any way that you possibly can, so that way it's easier for them, and then hopefully there's not as many flare-ups, and you guys are able to enjoy day-to-day activities.
Closing question. Why do you stay? And I want you to answer it from the heart.
Why did I stay? Because I met you and I knew you prior to knowing about your illness.
That I was not diagnosed when I met you.
Yeah. It was getting to know you as a person first, and then later on finding out your diagnosis. Like I said, I had already fallen in love with you and love how you made me feel. So this is just something that we gotta work with together and not let it get in the way of our happiness.
Thank you, baby. And to everyone listening, this episode was proof that love can survive the worst curses. If you're living with chronic illness, know this: you are lovable, you are worthy, and you are not a burden. Share this with someone who loves you through the dark. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because the crypt is open, and we're all healing in here together. Spooky Mouseketeer signing off.